Hey guys, Davius here, and I'm back with another classic review for you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Doing another classic review for you guys. I have been loving digging into the pile of just 80s anime, 90s anime. Sometimes you find hidden gems, sometimes you find garbage. 90% of the time, it's pure garbage. But today, I'm here to talk about another classic anime that, it doesn't suck, but it's definitely not good. This anime it's actually called Hunrun, aka Crimson Wolf. Crimson Wolf, I think, is the official English name, or just the sub name, but it's Hunrun is the way I watched it. Hunrun, or like I said, Crimson Wolf. Okay, Hunrun is from 1993, and it's a one episode OVA. Just to give you the synopsis of what the show says it's about, before I give you what the show is actually about, here it is. The synopsis says this: the fate of the world rests in the ability of three untested warriors to defeat an unearthly army of darkness. Sorcery, martial arts, and unrequited love, spanning the centuries, explode in an epic battle at the gates of the Forbidden City. Crimson Wolf is an unusual departure for the anime genre. Rooted in real-world reference, it makes the fantasy all the more believable. That's the synopsis for this show. Alright, now let me give you the real thing of this show. Alright, a breakdown of what goes on in this show. The show starts off with there's three archaeologists type / scientists. They go digging around in this cave type place, or like underground cave. They discover the statue of Attila the Hun. The statue wakes up, sort of gives them this curse type thing, and then we cut back from that. Okay, that's the end of that for right now. Then the show starts back up again. We get the main character. Hold on just a second, get the names here. Alright, here we go. Main characters. We have the main character that you see is Shinkai. Shinkai is the main character. So at this point we have Shinkai, and we have Shinkai, and you have his like master sensei type thing. They're outside practicing martial arts, doing their thing. Gunshots ring out. No. That's after. My mistake. These two like goons walk up and threaten the master and all that kind of stuff. And so then Kai fights the two guys, and they kind of run off. After they run off, not even maybe 5 seconds later, gunshots ring out. I mean, like gunshots. The master gets shot down like he was in a mafia movie. Like it was bad. So he's dead. Okay. Next scene, we fast forward. Kai is kidnapped, taken and thrown into this prison. They're beating him up, and then they proceed to poke his eyes out. Here is where the show starts to go downhill quickly. Okay. Now, it makes sense that they would kidnap him because, okay, they beat the master, well, they killed the master, so we take the student. Got it. After that, though, 5 minutes later, after being blinded, might I add you, we see Kai in the car with the next character, who is Ryoku. He's in the car with Ryoku. Ryoku is also a goon, but one thing that I noticed is that Kai is in the car with him. He does have like a bandage on his head or something, but he can see. He's no longer blinded. What happened? Like they refuse to explain to you not only why he can see, but how did Ryoku get into this prison to save him from being kidnapped in the first place. They never explain it. It just happens, and we just take it at face value. Like, oh, I guess he saved him. They never explain it. Never. Okay. Ryoku goes on to tell Kai that he's the one who shot down the master, and you now work for me. I can give you lots of money and all that kind of good stuff. If not, then I can kill you too. And so Ryoku, the best way to describe him is a mix of like a pimp and a drug dealer. Like, you're not sure which one he is, but you know he's one of them. He's like right in the middle somewhere. So he takes Kai back to his house. He now works. Kai now works for him. Okay, fast forward. And he does tell Kai about the 3 Hun runs, which is what they kind of call the 3 group heroes, the Hun run. And they all have this symbol that kind of goes and joins together, kind of like how, you know, Captain Planet, where they put the rings together and make a big thing. Well, yeah, it's sort of like that. The marks go together, and boom, there's this connection. So, yeah, I made a Captain Planet reference. Yes, Captain Planet, he's a hero. It's yeah, great show. But so we go from there, and so next character we get Mizuho Mashio. She's the only female main character in the show. Again, it's from 1993, so of course they weren't censoring very much back then. So we get her about to take a bath, and of course everything's out. I mean, everything. There is not one thing hidden. And so, in the process of her attempting to take a bath, a guy breaks in her house and attacks her. She fights him off and all that good stuff while still being naked. Never putting clothes on, not even a robe. Just fights him naked. So she fights him and he gets away. After he attacks them and he leaves, then she starts to pack her bags, and she decides to leave also. She jumps out the window and she falls into one of those like freeze frame things where, you know, you jump in the air and just freezes. She does that. Okay. Again, here we go with their lack of story. 5, maybe 10 minutes later, fast forward, we go back to Ryoku again. Remember, I said he's / pimp drug dealer. We go back to Ryoku again. He's still there with Kai. But who's laying on this table in his kitchen? Mashio. She's just laid out on the kitchen table, passed out. And it's like, okay. And so she's passed out. He explains that this plane she got on blew up. We see her get on no plane. We see no plane blow up. We just are told that she got on an airplane and this airplane blew up. There's not even a news report on it. Nothing on the TV, nothing. It's just something that just happened in this background that was pretty important to this story. And so she's there, just out. But the one thing that I noticed, and it's a very small detail if you think about it, but the one thing I noticed was this. Mashio's lay out on this table naked. She's naked and passed out cold. Ryoku is walking through the house in a bathrobe. He's in a robe. It's supposed to be like silk or whatever, but he's in a robe. And they don't even... It's not so much that it's implied, but they sort of imply that he raped her. Like, it's just there. It's something that it's something about the way he says the first couple sentences when she's first laid out. And it's just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he raped her. But it's like they just, like, you kind of insinuate that he did, but y'all just brush over like nothing happened. Kai just doesn't even react to it. Just, oh, yeah, whatever. And so, yeah, that's the thing. After she wakes up naked, she jumps back and she's kind of stunned and kind of taken aback. He explains about, because apparently Ryoku is the only one who knows about this Hun Run thing. I don't know why the gangster is the only one who knows about the Hun Run. The guy who was training with a master at a dojo has no idea about the ancient powers of the Hun Run. but the gangster does, of course. So he explains to them about how the marks should go together. Kai has his mark on his hands. Again, this is a 90s anime. So, of course, where's Mashio's mark? Where's her mark at? It's down below her area. It's there. So, his mark lights up and hers lights up. And it's like, oh, you're 2 of the Hun Run. There's a 3rd Hun Run somewhere. So, fast forward again. They like to just jump things here. So, we fast forward a little more. Cause I can't remember anything else happening between then and now. So, we get to the point to where, Mashio and Kai, again, are kidnapped. They love to kidnap people in this show and don't show you the actual kidnapping. Like, they just happen. These random, like, goon/bad guys just show up. You never see where they come from or why they're there. It's just like the next scene is just somebody kidnapped by these bad guys. You never know what's going on. You get the impression that Ryoku is just setting them up the whole time because it's like he's a bad guy. And so, I don't know, but it's so, like, the whole process is just so random as the way it happens. So, they're both kidnapped now. They're kidnapped in this giant jail cell. It's cold, apparently, and they're naked. Not sure why. Not even sure why. That part made, like, maybe you could say, well, maybe she's naked because the guys, the goons want to look at her and degrade her body. Okay, you can sell me on that. They're bad guys. She's the good girl. Okay, fine, you can sell me on that. I'll take that. Why is he naked? Why is Kai naked? Not sure why. Okay, so they're naked. She wakes up first. And decides that we should cuddle to make body heat. Perfectly fine. They say that works in real life, so I can go with that. They say, put body heat together to keep from getting hypothermia and from freezing death. Fine, I can go with that. Here we go with the part of the story that I have no idea why it even happened. First of all, if you remember what I said earlier, they already connected through the Hun Run process earlier when they were at Rukio's house. His hand lit up, her mark lit up, and they were boom, the Hun Runs. So we've already done the connection thing. So this isn't even for that. She cuddles with him. In the process of cuddling, she makes a few more movements, and then he wakes up. And once he wakes up, he then proceeds to make other movements. I'm hoping you guys can fill in the blanks here. He makes a movement. She makes some more movements. There's a few noises. There's a few things going on. There's a couple times where you only see one person. And then they do all of that good stuff. And then they break out of jail. So they had sex and then they broke out of jail. It was that simple. It was like, we just need the power of sex to just break out of this prison. They break out. They steal the clothes from the guard. He takes the pants, she takes the shirt. And of course, when they come out of this sewer drain up to the top of the prison, who's there waiting for them? Rukio. He's standing looking all cool and he's like, oh yeah, I was coming to save you anyway. First of all, if he was coming to save them, how did he know they were there? Because we don't know how they're there. They were explained to us. We just see them in the prison. How does he know they're there? Did he set them up to be there? Or did somebody tell him they were there? I mean, it's like they don't even attempt to explain it. They break out. He's waiting for them. They leave with him. It's that simple. That simple. In the midst of all this, the scientists, they die. And you find out that the curse was taking out each scientist one by one. So now they're all dead. And so then, I'm pretty sure I'm not missing anything up to this point. So then comes the big battle with the underworld and the Hun, until the Hun statue thing. They get to the big battle. They get to the big battle, by the way. And it just so happens, guess who the third Hanron is? The third Hanron is, you guessed it, Ryoku. The gangster that is total anti-hero is the hero. And so it's like, oh, guess what? I'm the third member of the Hanron. His hand also lights up. I think it's on his hand. And it lights up, and he's like, "Oh no, I can't be the Hanron." And then he totally switches from being this bad guy goon to, "Oh, I'm just the good guy now." He pulls out this big long staff thing, and they do this fighting, and it's just, yeah, they fight. I want to say he gets stabbed or maybe shot. I want to say he died. I mean, by this point, I was out of it. It was just dying at this point. But I want to say he died. I know he at least got shot or stabbed for sure. I do know that. I'm not sure which one, but I know he did get hurt because he saved this. He threw himself in front of Mashio to save her. So I do know he did get injured, but I just can't remember if he died or not. But they do this thing where they, as I was talking about the Captain Planet thing before, it was the same process of they hold their marks up and they say this chant, "We fight for the power of good," and all this other good stuff, and then they do a little intro, and then they fight and they defeat the undead. And that's pretty much it. I think there's a little narration at the end explaining that the Hanron will be here forever to fight evil and all that good stuff, and it's over. And that's it. That's Crimson Wolf. It's just not very good. It's not even that it's bad. It is bad. Don't get me wrong, it is terrible. But it could be watchable if there weren't so many plot gaps. First, you kidnap Kai the first time, and you never tell us how or why. Then you have Ryoku save him, never tell us how or why. Then you have Mashio in this mysterious plane crash that we never see happen. You never explain to us again how did he find Mashio to bring her back to his house? Never explain it. Then you have Mashio and Kai get kidnapped again, and you never explain it. Then you have Ryoku come to save them, and you never explain it. Like, they never tell us these crucial points in the story as to why these things happen. Never. And so it's like, it's an hour-long OVA. So they clearly had time for it. It's actually an hour, and I want to say maybe somewhere between an hour and 5 to maybe 15 minutes. So there's plenty of time to add in those little small details. Like, they only have to explain the whole thing. They could have just had the master get shot and show a guy walking behind Kai and grab him. And then when we saw Ryoku with him, this small detail, the guy grabs him, kidnaps him. Don't have to see the actual kidnapping, just know he kidnapped. It was small details like that they just left out over and over and over again. An hour-long anime, and they left out crucial gaps over and over and over again, and it just made no sense, and it was frustrating. Again, the storytelling not that well. They never actually explain why these three have the mark. They have the mark, and they are the Hanron, but you never explain why they have the mark. Kai, his can be brushed off to being raised by his master. You can say maybe the master passed something on to him because he was his older master in his dojo, and I think he knew secrets. So you can say that for him. But the other two, no idea. And it's just lack of story, lack of just filling in gaps. They left a lot of gaps that could have been filled that they didn't even bother to even touch. So, yeah, I give Hanron, a 4 out of 10, I guess. The fighting's interesting. Ryoku he's cool. I will give him that. He's a very cool character. He's just for the first half of the show, he's just out for self. He wants money, he wants girls, and that's it. Like, he cares about nothing else. Kai is just a co-worker. Plain and simple. That's it. We're out to get money, period. And, like, he's cool. I can get with that. But, like, after that, it's just nothing. Nothing at all. I do plan to cosplay Kai at a convention, though. Like, I just want to do a cosplay. Like, I was like, what can I cosplay? I can totally do Hun Run, because nobody will know what it is, but it looks kind of cool, so I'll go with it. But, yeah, I give it a 4 out of 10. It's on Kiss Anime. I'm assuming it's probably on YouTube. I don't know where you would find it online legally. I'm assuming probably nowhere. It is dubbed, so maybe somebody has it legally. I doubt it. But Kiss Anime, probably any other fan sub site, and YouTube. So check there if you want to watch it. It's an interesting watch, that's for sure. It is dubbed, so you can turn it on and just kind of let it play, which is what I did. So you don't have to waste too much of your time watching it, because you have to read it. It's dubbed. So yeah, that's Hun Run, aka Crimson Wolf. It's not a great anime. It's definitely not the worst. I've seen the worst. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not at all. So I don't recommend it. But if you like to just dig into the history like I do, then I give it a watch. Yeah, so that's been my Hun Run review. I think that's all. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave any comments below if you maybe seen this anime, or if you watched other older anime and you want to recommend something, go right ahead and I will get watching when I get a chance. I do love watching older anime. So yeah, so like